we go.
Number 11.
There's always someone.
The Memphis Grizzlies are missing the playoffs, guys.
How?
The Memphis Grizzlies are missing the playoffs because they have the biggest question mark of all the teams that I have above them. The only one that comes close is the Pelicans because of the health of Zion Williamson. Ja Morant.
Yeah, the health of Kawhi isn't a fucking question mark.
The Clippers are always 500 even if they don't have their top stars. And I know what you're... Listen, let me finish.
You know what? Go ahead.
The Memphis Grizzlies, Ja Morant is suspended for 30 games.
25.
25 games. Ja Morant suspended for 25 games. That's a huge blow.
Did you hear me when I gave my Memphis?
I heard you, but the reason why I didn't take that into account is because over the past 3 seasons, the Grizzlies have been still winning games without Ja.
For sure.
But last season, they were 11-10 in games that Ja Morant did not play in. You lost Tyus Jones, who averaged 16-8. Dylan Brooks, when in games that Ja Morant didn't play, Dylan Brooks averaged 17 points on good efficiency. It wasn't horrible efficiency. You lose. It was 42% from the field and 36% from three. Okay. Look it up.
That's not good.
It's okay.
That's okay. For Dylan Brooks, that's good efficiency. What are you talking
We're
about?
doing pizza parties for fucking 42%.
36% from three. You'll take it.
That's average.
And how was he getting those? Was he stopping the ball, taking a step back three? Like, what was he doing?
They lost Tyus Jones, but they got Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart is not a better fit for the Grizzlies than Tyus Jones. He's not.
They need a leader. That's what they got.
Marcus Smart cannot run the offense as good as Tyus Jones. Marcus Smart is not.
Intangibles, man. You're not taking into account.
Marcus Smart is not the offensive player that Tyus Jones is. Defensively, we know that he's leaps and bounds better than Tyus, but the regression that we saw from Marcus Smart last year defensively, is he going to be this lockdown DPOY guy this year in Memphis? We're not sure. I'm looking at the games that Ja Morant's going to miss. You're looking at a Grizzlies starting lineup of Marcus Smart, 42%. Desmond Bane, John Carnchar, Jaren Jackson Jr., Steven Adams. Steven Adams played 42 games last year. Desmond Bane played about 56, 58 games last year. They were unhealthy.
Santi Aldama, though. I like him.
Desmond Bane was fire in the playoffs, too.
Brandon Clark's back?
Versus Brandon Clark tore his ACL, I believe, close to the end of the season. So he won't be back until like maybe the midpoint of the season. Over the past couple of years, the Grizzlies have lost Tyus Jones, Kyle Anderson, DeAnthony Melton, and Dylan Brooks. Those are 4 fantastic role players. And I think it's going to have an effect on them this year. The teams above them, OKC...
I'm between the rebuttal.
Between SGA and Ja Morant, who's better right now?
I would probably still put Ja over him.
It's close, though.
It's close, 100%.
OKC, you know they're going to have their top guy to begin the season. And I think their supporting cast is also going to make a leap. I just have less question marks about these other teams. The Kings, Fox and Sabonis, they are going to be ready for the regular season. They don't have any major injuries or suspension. With the Grizzlies, they just have a lot of things working against them to the point that I'm gonna take these other teams over them. It's Ja for 25 games. They can be below 500.
If they are 500, that's survival. That's a win.
You're fucked, buddy.
11-10.
If they're 500, you're fucked.
If they're 11,
they're going to be below 500 without Ja Morant.
That means Ja Greedy comes back, and you're fucked.
They're going to be below 500
how bad
without Ja Morant.
As long as they're like 2-3 games under, they're fine.
Yeah, bro. Like there's 82 games.
I think they can be like 10 and 15 without Ja. 25 games.
That's survival.
The Grizzlies get a lottery pick. We're here.
Unless they're like fucking 5-20. Bro.
To finish off my standings, number 12 I got the Spurs. Number 13 I got the Rockets. I'll switch my standings right here. Number 14 I had the Blazers. Number 15 I had the Jazz.
That's fine. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because
I'm a Grizzlies guy too this year.
You are?
Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart.
Pull up.
What number did you have the Grizzlies, bro?
I had them at 7.
Okay.
I did have them at 7.
And you know the reason
I had them at 8.
The reason I feel very comfortable about the Grizzlies
because you're a hater, one.
missing the playoffs. No, it's not because I'm a hater.
No, this is part of Grizzlies hate.
Because I've been honest and I've been right about the Grizzlies.
Aren't you a Jaren Jackson guy though?
If they're gonna be a team to compete, he got to take a leap. He got to take a leap. I don't know if he'll take the leap. I don't like the way that he reacted to Steve Kerr's coaching. I don't. I feel like this is a guy that is just really not in tune with what he needs to work on, and I don't like it.
What the fuck?
I don't.
What a terrible excuse.
No, I don't. Steve Kerr said that he needs to stop fouling and needs to rebound better.
Okay, and things that we all knew already.
Okay, Jaren Jackson responded to that by saying, then that's not me being me. instead of just being like, I have to be better in those areas. He didn't
Well,
acknowledge
don't you
that.
remember during the season where he said, yeah, I played with 3 fouls. If I get 3 fouls in my mind, I foul out. We knew that was a stupid-ass statement.
To be fair, the Grizzlies and the Warriors have gotten into some, so maybe he just doesn't like Steve Kerr.
That might be a possibility. For me, though, the Grizzlies, like, okay, even if they make the playoffs, they're still a team that is not going to do anything.
All right,
that's
no one.
So for me,
that's the whole point of it.
So for me, even if I'm wrong about them missing the playoffs, I could care less because they are on the team. I'm worried about it anyway. I'm not worried about them in any way.
The thing with
They're not.
The thing
John
with
Moran,
your,
so when they miss the playoffs, I want you to come back and give me an apology.
They give me an 11
for your overreaction. Having an OKC Thunder over the Timberwolves is worse than what I just did. What are you talking about?
I have one spot over.
Go, Rick.
Who's a better player this year? Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards.
What the fuck?
In the playoffs, he is. Yeah, I got you. You can't say nothing back. He's better in the playoffs. Regular season, you got
That
it.
is better than Ant.
Regular season, you got it. Not the playoffs, though, buddy.
All right, buddy.
Ant's a great defender.
Chet Holmgren, Rookie of the Year, also. J-Dub, most improved.
Can I ask you a question? Because I feel like
second-year player winning most improved player.
John Morant did it, did he not?
You're right.
Third season. No,
it was third, actually.
Buddy, you know, in your whole little soliloquy about the Memphis Grizzlies, you said a lot of things that you can literally pinpoint for about 4 to 5 teams in front of them.
Who?
Well, you talked about the injury bug. The Clippers and the Warriors have the same injury,
but they're
probably worse.
But currently, they don't have any player that's going to miss 25 games.
Yeah, but here's the thing: the difference between those two teams and
Grizzlies'
that team,
open
the
schedule's
Grizzlies
not
win.
terrible.
The Grizzlies win when they don't have their player. The Clippers, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. The Warriors, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. The one thing we know for a fact is when the Grizzlies miss Ja, they still are above 500.
Like
the Warriors had a better record without Steph Curry last year than the Grizzlies did without Ja.
Sometimes they do something because the year before that they didn't. The year before that they didn't. So sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
But last year, the Warriors were 14-12 without Steph Curry. The Grizzlies were 11-10 without Ja.
It's the same thing, bro.
I'm looking at the Grizzlies' first
winning
25 games. They play Portland twice. They play Houston 3 times. They play the Spurs a couple of times. They play Utah. Like
those aren't easy wins.
Yeah, but these are
Those aren't without
Ja Morant.
These are your bottom 3 teams in the league.
Victor Wembanyama will
West.
outplay Jaren Jackson Jr. in all those games.
When did you become a Jaren Jackson Jr. hater?
Now
I'm
you
not a
hate
Jackson
Jaren
Jr.
suddenly.
I don't hate
Nah,
Jaren
bro,
Jackson
you
Jr.
changed.
No.
Man.
Y'all just want to act like I'm a hater because
You are hating.
I think
First
Victor
of all,
Wembanyama will
this
outplay
whole
him.
they lost
Victor
Tyus
Wembanyama's him.
Jones shit.
Tyus
is
Jones averaged
insane.
16 and 8
Yeah,
as a
but
starter.
they're bringing in Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart
Why
is
are
not
you
a
treating him
better
like he's
player
normal?
offensively than
This offense.
than
First of all, the
Jones.
Grizzlies' offense is already a work in progress anyways. But what Marcus Smart does bring is another level to the defense, which what they ride on in the regular
Again,
season.
and also
hypothetically,
the
last
so
year
that's
Marcus
cap.
Smart was not a good
I don't
defender.
know.
Why don't
but
you
he
guys
was
care
hurt.
about the locker room?
He's
They
the
need a
results
leader
guy.
in there, and that's Marcus.
They didn't just got
He's
John Moran
huge.
Pops in there. D Rose is in there. Like that's some leadership right there. Like,
Hold up,
John
where did you
Moran's
have the
fine.
Grizzlies in your standings?
I had them
8.
7.
You have them
8,
7.
8, pardon me. I had
You
them
have them 8.
You have them not making the playoffs.
No, 11 to 7 is a huge difference.
In the
he
West,
had them
yeah.
8. He had them 8. The Grizzlies. So this is the teams that I have 10, 9.
They're better
8.
than OKC.
10. Okay,
Pelicans is nuts.
Grizzly. If Zion is healthy,
Oh my God.
absolutely.
That's
What
unfair.
are we talking
I'm
about?
more worried about
Bro, you can't-
Zion's health
if
than
you-
John
no, no,
missing
you're gonna
25.
talk to the
bro.
biggest Zion supporter
Zion is
there
healthy
is.
right now.
No,
bro.
no,
He's healthy.
no.
He'll be
can't-
healthy.
He was
He's healthy
to start
right
the
now.
season. No, you cannot do that. You cannot sit here and be upset.
And it was a top
Yeah,
three
Josh
seed.
missing. Josh missing time. If that's the case, go up the fact that Zion is probably going to miss time.
Don't do
throughout
that,
the year.
though. Let's
No, he
manifest
has-
good
No,
vibes.
you have to stay
Hope you're
consistent.
okay, babe.
You have to
I
stay
did stay
consistent.
consistent.
Zion Williamson is literally going to miss time. That's just what's going to happen.
I did stay
And
consistent.
if he
do they
doesn't?
win? And do
What
they
if he
win?
doesn't?
And didn't they drop off to a fucking cliff when Zion
They
missed
should have
time?
made the play-in. And B.I. was like that.
Yeah,
Stop playing with his name.
B.I. had to be
Yeah,
like
B.I.
historic
B.I.
that
had to
last
turn
month.
into the
B.I.
greatest
had to
player
be the
ever.
best B.I. version we've ever seen for a
if
month.
Zion's healthy, it's a viral movie.
If Zion's healthy, Ja's gonna miss 25 games because of a suspension, not because he's hurt.
Who
I
misses
did
more
take that
games
into
there,
account,
Ja or
though.
Zion?
It's probably might be Zion, and Ja's already
And
missing
Ja's gonna be out
25.
25
Listen, bro,
guaranteed.
we had a season where Zion played almost 100% of the season. Granted, it
2
was
years
a
ago.
shortened season.
There's
But
a
that's not that
60-game
long ago.
season.
That was 2 years ago.
2 seasons ago.
It was,
That's not that long ago.
No, it was. I think it was 3 because he
Coming-
didn't.
yeah.
He didn't play the year after that, and then he
3 years
missed
ago.
a lot.
Well,
this
listen,
past
listen.
season.
Last year, Ja played 61 games and then played 57 the year before. Even Ja has gotten hurt in the past. That's why it's led the Grizzlies
And the
to
Grizzlies
be better.
still-
To have
But
a
the Grizzlies
winning
could
record
survive.
when
The
he's
Grizzlies
out.
could survive.
what?
The Grizzlies could survive.
What?
Pelicans can't survive.
Somebody take that.
No,
a minute 31
say it
20.
again.
Say
What are you
that.
talking
Say
about?
that.
Say it
Say it
again.
again.
No,
bro.
what I said, I misspoke. I
Yeah,
know
that's
you're
why we-
overreacting to it, but what I said was Ja Morant hasn't been the healthiest the last 2 seasons. He's gotten hurt,
But then it's led them to-
which has allowed the Grizzlies to inflate that win total.
Or
without
it's
him.
just a resilient group that played well
doesn't even
without him.
when Ja Morant only played 57 games 2 seasons ago, they had clearly a great record without Ja. Last year, when Ja Morant missed games, they were 11-10.
If you're
That
over
was
500
that
without
was
your
better
best
than
player,
the
that's a
fucking
win.
Brooklyn Nets when they had Mikal Bridges averaging 25 points a game.
My
God,
They
he
were
just-
under
he just
500.
that does
Right.
not
So
matter.
think about that.
Grizzlies aren't in the Grizzlies aren't in the East. Grizzlies aren't in the East.
The
I don't
Grizzlies
care about
without
that.
their star.
Bro, if
whether
you-
they-
why are we
you don't even
comparing
know
the
who they're
Grizzlies
playing.
to the Nets?
You don't
I
even
don't
know who they're
care.
playing. The Grizzlies, without their star player, had a better record than a man who was averaging 25 points per game on a defensive
They
team.
had the same win
An
percentage as the
unbelievable efficiency.
Timberwolves did last year without
Desmond
Ja
Bane
Morant.
averaged
Say it again?
25
They had the
without
same
Ja.
win percentage as the Timberwolves did last year without Ja Morant.
11-10. Cat missed 52 games of the season.
Yeah, the
And you
Wolves were 50
you see it talking about Ja Morant.
better.
Cat missed 50 games last year.
But Cat dealt with a stomach virus heading into the season. He was sick. And then he got hurt. Then he hurt
stomach
his
virus,
calf.
of course. All right, let
He
me
did.
give my
That's
list.
a fact.
Let me give my list.
That's
Did
a
he
because
do
fact.
the stomach
That's a
virus?
fact.
I don't want
Look
to
it
keep
up.
arguing about the fucking Grizzlies as the 11th seed. 1 and 2 Nuggets Suns. Now we're talking about there. 3 I have the Kings. I feel like Joel is the only one at this table who haven't fallen off a bit, which I can see. But I'm with Drew. I think regular season this is going to be a team that wins a lot of games. Just I don't see them as a championship contender because I still feel like they're missing the best player to go on a championship run. I don't think Fox or Sabonis can do that for you. 4 is where I have the Lakers. A few less wins for the regular season, but playoff time, they'll be right up there with the Suns and the Nuggets. At 5, I have the Clippers. 2 of the 3 last seasons, they've been a top 5-6 seed. It was just really 2 seasons ago where they really fell off a cliff. It was just in the play.
Not a stomach. Not a
You
stomach.
lied.
Not bad. He's still an infection. He was
Yeah,
sick.
throat infection. Crazy.
So essentially he had a sinus infection. He had a little throat cold.
Oh, yeah, like Jer. He's been out for 3
No,
weeks.
he was out for he lost 20 pounds though from it. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Facts. Look it up. I'm about to look it up for y'all.
All right, at 6 is where I have the Golden State Warriors.
Hey, some respect, Dehls.
If we still had your pick, I'd have you.
Let me ask you. I didn't respect them. I had
I don't
him
remember
8.
yet.
8.
I like that.
I think it's okay.
You can talk yourself an
I'm
8.
still trusting them to be able to get into the playoffs, but I do worry about offensively. They're going to be missing juice. They're going to be lacking juice without Jordan Poole. Steph Curry is the only person who puts fear in your eyes offensively. Klay Thompson, great regular season. You got to give him credit for that. But in the playoffs, he was terrible. And maybe that with that little chip on his shoulder, maybe he comes back better. But offensively, I do worry about this Warriors team. 7 is where I have the Grizzlies. I'm not seeing them as that top 2 seed that they were last year, the last couple of seasons.
No.
But I still think they're a firm playing team, if not playoff team. I am more on the side that they will be a top 6 team than 11 through 15. This is still a really
You disrespected
this is
the
still
shit
a
out of
really
them.
talented
Cook with
team.
grease,
It's
though.
well coached. You got Jaren
They're not
Jackson
that
and
good.
Bane for the first 25 games to carry the load. Bringing in Marcus Smart. Is he Tyus Jones offensively in terms of playmaking stuff? No, probably not. But defensively, he's still going to be one of not their best perimeter defender, assuming he's 100% healthy. At 8, I did make a switch. This is where I have the Timberwolves. I had them at 10, but I will switch them to 8 here with a different team.
10?
I have them at 8 right now.
You had the Grizzlies at 11.
You did
can't
have the
say
That
Grizzlies
shit
at
does
11.
not matter. Timberwolves will be way better than Grizzlies this year.
When have-
Timberwolves were a fucking
When have
8
they
seed
ever
last
been?
season. Relax.
Because Cat missed 52
They
games.
weren't the AFC.
and he lost
they
20
were like
pounds.
Thank you. Thanks,
they,
bro.
they weren't in the AFC. They were like a 9th
And he
seed.
lost 20 pounds.
Oh, really?
Because of his
the
throat
year,
infection.
year Ja Morant missed 40 games. Didn't the Grizzlies was the 3rd seed?
And they fried.
Was
Oh,
it last year?
And
It wasn't last
they
year.
actually beat the Timbs. Wasn't that
It
that
wasn't
same
last
year?
year.
That same
Oh shit!
year.
That was the same
They
year that
beat-
the Wolves blew
Yeah,
almost every single game in the
'cause
fourth
they
quarter.
suck.
Got it.
Yeah.
Not because they suck. They're just inexperienced.
Now,
If
I
they
got
meet
the-
in the playoffs again, the Grizzlies
I
getting
got the
smoked.
Wolves at 8. I
know
like
that.
I like them. I like them a lot. I love the wing pairing with Ant-Man and with Jaden McDaniels there. You got some bigs down low. Mike Conley at point guard. 9's where I have the Dallas Mavericks. I don't believe in this team at all.
Where'd you have the
not
Mavs?
even a little bit. The top 2, Luka and Kyrie, amazing. Luka can do
Nice.
had them
spectacular
5.
things,
You
but
really have them 10.
outside
That's ridiculous
outside the
to me.
top 2,
So 9,
it's
9,
it's
10.
hard to trust these guys. I love Grant Williams. He's a role player. He shouldn't be hyped up as
Bro said he
this
gives
is
them
going to
the
be your
juice.
3rd or 4th best player on a team that's going to go deep in the playoffs. And a lot of the other guys you're hyping up, whether it's Hardy or I
love Hardy.
Josh
Green,
Green or whoever it might be. You're kind of expecting them or hoping they could take another leap. All of these other teams above them, there are way deeper. There's way more guys that I trust on the team than the Dallas Mavericks, but they do have Luka, so you got to give them respect. And 10 is where I have the Thunder. 10 is where I have OKC.
He shrugged. He's so upset. Bro, shit that you was talking about Dallas, he was just
It's funny because I'm looking him in his eyes. He knows I'm looking at him. He's just looking through. He's just like, I'm not gonna give it.
You know, I think it's very bold of you guys. Not you. I won't group you into this. You can be a bystander.
He has 9. He has him at 9. Don't
listen.
exclude him.
This is why I'm
Don't exclude him.
This is why I'm
I
excluding
didn't
Riff.
disrespect Dallas.
How?
You
How
said
am I
they suck.
What do you talk? Last season they sucked. Yeah.
Y'all laughed at me when I had him as a 8 seed last year.
I said I have concerns. I have concerns if they're gonna have 2 rookies in the starting rotation. That's my concern.
Valid concerns.
Now listen, Riff.
Hey.
Where did you have the Timberwolves?
I had the Wolves at 7.
I had him at 3.
You had them at 3.
have them
Okay.
at
You respected them as hell. I do respect
I like
you
that
there.
you respected the Timberwolves. This is what I gotta say. I think it's very bold of you guys. Listen, Riv, he can call me a Grizzlies hater all he wants. I don't care.
I have proof of that.
I don't care about that. When it comes to you guys calling out my
I'm feeling away.
You guys calling out my Grizzlies standing prediction when you have them as obvious playing teams, and it's quite clearly you have the Mavericks and the Timberwolves solo because of your bias.
Here's the thing. I like.
It's biased.
I like the Wolves.
The Timberwolves.
I got something against the Wolves.
You're biased against
do I
Luka.
have?
You're biased against Luka. Yes, you are.
Was
That's 100%
I
fact.
not right about the Mavs last year?
Yeah, was I not right about the Mavs last year either?
Were you not wrong about the Kings? Were you not
What,
wrong about the
me?
Kings? Yes,
The
y'all was wrong about
Mavericks?
y'all was wrong about the Sacramento Kings, baby.
was
Y'all
wrong
was
about
wrong
the
about the
Kings.
Kings.
The
Stop
whole-
playing.
you had
I had the Kings
Hey,
making the playoffs.
you had the Kings
I had the Kings making the playoffs. Yes, I did.
You had the Kings on the plane.
I had the Kings making the playoffs. I had the Kings making the playoffs. That's not true. I had the Kings making the playoffs. I had the Kings making the playoffs. I had the Kings making the
Oh my
playoffs.
God.
No,
He
I had the Kings making the
Instagram at
playoffs.
like 11.
He tried
Oh,
to get out
God.
of that. Nah, you couldn't
Nobody
lie.
had them as a top
No,
3
you
seed.
had the Kings at the
Bro,
play-in.
Bugging out.
8th seed.